Hey, everybody, welcome back to day 96 of 100 Days of Halloween. I hope you are well and have enjoyed your weekend. So, 100 Days of Halloween, what are we doing? Real quick. My lovely yarny friend and sister Ranee over at the Woolly Llama shop back in July during a live was discussing with several of us that she had a brilliant idea to celebrate the 100 Days of Halloween, which was quickly approaching at that point, and her bright idea was to do a granny square a day with either a fall or Halloween motif, applique, or colorway, etc., and be able to put these squares together to build a blanket for the 100 Days of Halloween. I thought it was a brilliant idea, so I decided I was going to join in solidarity because I had been wanting to make a Halloween blanket for quite a while and just had not had the chance due to lifey stuff all the time. So, her idea was she scoured the interwebs. She found all of these blocks and crocheted appliques that were all fall or Halloween theme, correlated them into a big long list in her computer, put each one with a number, and she's been drawing them at random every day, except for Saturdays and Sundays. On Fridays, you get a three for. Um, so that she could provide you with inspiration if you wanted to bake them um, for the 100 Days of Halloween. I kind of went a little different direction. I have used some of the blocks, I have used some of the appliques, and I decided, well, early on, I had a lot of appointments. I was taking scrap balls of yarn with me, was kind of working on some appliques, but ended up with pretty much almost all of my squares that I would need for the entirety of the blanket very quickly. So I decided I was going to draw them at random from my boo box of fate. And that way, every day, we would never know from day to day which color square we were going to be working with or what we were going to put on it, and would have 24 hours to figure that out. So during that 24 hours, I've either taken inspiration from Rainey and her drawings. I have also taken inspiration from two other Yarny sisters that have been involved in this 100 Days of Halloween in a very different way. One of which would be Patricia over at the Yarny Cat Crochet, who has not been making a blanket. She has made several different types of items, one being a crossbody bag. Then she moved on to a matching scarf. Then she moved on in a whole different direction to amigurumi. Then she's also been making pumpkins with a lot of us as well. And then there's also Nova that I've taken inspiration from. She was making squares, however, could not commit to a blanket either. And she has been using those squares and she is making wearables for herself and some near and dear littles in her life that she will be revealing during her 13 days of Halloween. And for those of you who do not know my Yarny friends and sisters, any of them that I mention, they will be linked in the description box. Please go check them out. They are so fun, so creative, and I do love them, and I know you will too if you don't know them. Um, Plus, I've also taken inspiration from being out in the wilds, things that I've seen, like when we were on vacation and traveling, things I've seen on TV, things I've seen in stores, things I've seen online, in on TV, in movies, etc. And that is how I've been building my squares from day to day to feed into my blanket. So I have been counting mine up in groups of 10 to make it easier for me to keep track of. And every time I get 10 squares done, I do a video short recap and upload it for you guys to view before they get fit into the blanket. And since we have completed all the groups of 10 up through number 90, now we are working on 91 through 100, our last group of 10. And we are in this group of 10, as of today, we are more than halfway there. I cannot believe it. So let's do a little look see and see what squares we have already completed for this group of 10. And then we will draw at random from our Boo Box of Fate. The next square for tomorrow, which there aren't that many left, guys. I cannot believe this is so close to being finished. So, little recap. So, day 91 square that we drew at random was this Halloween eyeball granny square. And the pattern is by Stitch by Faye. If any of you guys are interested in any of the patterns, whether it's an applique or a square, and there is a pattern on somebody's blog or a video tutorial, it will be linked in the description box. All you have to do, like this is square 91, just look for day 91 and all the information for that square will be in there. And if it's something I've freehanded, I will also put that on there so you know there is no pattern. So Stitch by Faye, Halloween eyeball granny square, and this one was fun and it had been in the box for a little bit. All of you guys had, bunch of you had been guessing and suggesting in the description box you wanted to see spooky eyeballs and stuff. And I didn't want to make a whole bunch every time they're getting suggested because I already knew there was one in the box. I was just waiting for it to be pulled. So there was that one. And then for day 92 square, we drew out this fluorescent orange. And I didn't have a whole lot of time to work on it like I normally do, due to a little mishap that ended me in the ER. So nothing seemed to be working as far as appliques I already had in a cardboard box next to my chair. So I decided I was just going to freehand a little pumpkin face and put on it. And I'm thinking maybe at some point I'm going to make a little stem once we get the blanket put together, and maybe the little curly Q vine and maybe a leaf or something. I don't know. I'm going to wait and see once we get it put into the blanket because I don't want to cover up a bunch of stuff. So then for day 93 square, we drew at random this deep red with a gold trim. And I was kind of glad the way I pulled it out. You guys didn't see the front of the square because it was already a completed square. And you guys were doing a lot of guessing and suggesting in the comment section as to what you thought was going to be on it. And I had already put the iconic Harry Potter sunglasses glasses on here with his little lightning bolt scar and then HP for Harry Potter. You guys had wanted to see some more Harry Potter because we had already done Dobby or Dobby with his sock to make him a free elf. Back, I want to say it was a couple groups of 10 ago. And so we did Harry Potter's iconic glasses. And then for day 94, we drew at random this Red Heart Super Saver um, jumbo stripes in the brights square, and it is trimmed out in neon green. And we are keeping several of these blank because I'm going to try and strategically place them in the blanket because I do have appliques that are too large for just one square. And I'm hoping I can use some of these to put them on so they don't go to waste because I did, put some time and energy and work into them. So I do want to use them in the blanket. So, and if some of these don't get used for those large granny squares, I do have some in the box and some other ideas that you guys have. And I have this long list of things that will go on it as I'm finishing up the blanket. So there was that one. And then the next day we drew out at random for yesterday's square. It was this deep, like grapey purple. And I had decided that because one of my all-time favorite. I have a little list of my favorite people to watch. And she had been asking if I could put this on my blanket. And I think it was like twice. She had mentioned it. And I couldn't let her down. And you guys know I love me some Laura over at Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. And she is one of the most awesome people that I know. And part of the reason why I have a channel between her and Sam and Jan and Amanda, they are pretty much the reasons that I am here. So I had to put her favorite kitties, Calico Kitty, on a square, and I put some little stars so it looked like it was the silhouette in the midnight sky. This pattern was from, it's the cat silhouette by, oh, Coastal Crochet. And the information for this kitty, I just, hers was in black. I just used white so I could put the little calico spots on there. It was really quick to make. And just using white, I just switched out colors for the ears, made some little different shaped spots and sewed them on. And there was our calico kitty. So, I do hope that Laura loved it. Loved it. I hope so. And so let's see. We had pulled out for today's square this neon green, and it's trimmed out in orange and purple. And let's see what you guys thought was going to go, comments on the square. So Sam from Memphis Mick said, cute calico kitty. Lala will be so excited. I hope so. I think the last one of the trick-or-treater ghosties will go on the square for tomorrow. Oh, you might be onto something, Sam. And then, oh, there's Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. She said, love, 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 love. One of the black spots looks like a bat. I love it. I didn't even notice. Oh, we're here. Kind of. She's right. There we go. So Laura loved her square. Yes. Awesome. So glad I could make her happy. And then we have Crafty KN said, love your kitty, so creative. On number 96, a wolf howling in profile would look cool, or a candy corn like your Ami on the shelf behind you. Oh, she's Maisie right here. And I do believe we already have a candy corn on the blanket. It was near the very beginning. Um, this is fun. I live in the same state as you, East, and rain next week is coming here too. Ah, I did not know that you were here in the volunteer state. Because I'm in the middle. I'm not far from the eastern side. I'm like a 2.5 hour drive, I think, from the Knoxville area. Um, we'll have to talk. Let's see. Find your joy. Hi, Joy. Love the Calico Kitty. Super cute. I'm jumping on the TP bandwagon for tomorrow's square. Make it a great day. Oh no, not TP again. Um, for those of you who are new here, Ranee from the Woolly Llama Shop, the main shenanigator of this whole craft along, crochet along, whatever you want to call it, has been wanting me to do toilet paper or cracked eggs. And we have yet to do that. And then we have Patricia over at Yarny Cat Crochet said, I think I've missed a video. Absolutely hit it out of the park with this one. I would love that in a purse. If you want me to help you on how I did it, let me know, Patricia. I will be glad to help you out. It was pretty simple. And then we have Cynthia Erkenbrack. I have enjoyed seeing all your squares. Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate that. And then Rainey at the Woolly Llama Shop said, okay, I can't let you down. Toilet paper is my guess. No, we did not do the toilet paper. And I feel like I'm letting her down over and over and over. So, what did we put on the square? Sam got it. Sam, I'm telling, even though Sam is across the pond, Sam can read my mind. We've got that witchy telepathy thing going on. She guessed it. We did use the last final ghosty on this square. There was one more waiting in the wings in the box that we needed to get on this before we finished out all the squares. It's a pattern, a free pattern by um, the Caffeinated Snail, and it is for a set of 5 little ghosties, and this is the 5th one we've added to the blanket, and it is for a ghost banner. And we started off with the Franken ghosty at the very beginning. We did the pumpkin ghosty, we did the witch ghosty, we did the vampire ghosty, and now we have the pirate ghosty. And we made an additional 6th ghosty off of a suggestion from Sharon Sutcliffe. She wanted a black cat ghosty, so I had used the same ghosty body and just freehanded the ghost tail, and I think that was a couple weeks ago, and little black ears. And so in actuality, instead of 5, there ended up being 6, and he was the last one to be put on there. And so if you're interested in making these little ghosties, they work up so super fast, and they are super cute. They're by the Caffeinated Snail, and they are down in the description box under day 96. It'll be for the ghost pattern, but when you go through it, it'll tell you how to do the Franken ghosty, the pumpkin ghosty, the witch ghosty, the vampire ghosty, and the pirate ghosty. So the only one that's not on there is the kitty cat ghosty, because that was free-handed from somebody else's vision. So there we go. That was day 96. So we got all the ghosties on the blanket squares. So let's pick for day 97 and see what square we're working with for tomorrow. We don't have hardly any left in here. Like, the box is super light. Okay. So, okay. This has to be the final one of the Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo Stripes in the Brights. This has to be the last one, because I know there's another square. It has to be in there that maybe not. I don't know. So put your guesses and suggestions on what you think is going to go on this square for tomorrow. Will we leave it blank to strategically place it like we have so many of the others for those extra large appliques? Or are we going to put something on this one this time? I don't know. Um, put your suggestions in the comment section, and I will actually, since we're getting down to the last few squares, I will actually go in there this evening, see what you guys are saying, and we will go from there. So yeah, I'll do a sneaky peek. So there we are, day 97 square. On your mark, get set, go. Put your suggestions in. So that leaves us to one last part of business, and that would be day 8 of the 13-day Halloween Advent by Wildflower Yarns, that is called In My Pastel Goth Era. So we are going to open today's secret um, surprise package for October 26th, which is day 8. There we go, October 26th. And we'll see what we've got today. For those that are new, I'll show you. So far, this is the first 7 days. Starting here, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this one was giving me Wicked vibes for sure. And these are all sparkly DK yarn, and they are gorgeous. And the information for Wildflower Yarns is in the description box of my videos, where we're doing this 13-day Halloween Advent. So, ooh, oh, spooky. So, this is today's. It's mostly black, and I don't want this to come undone on me. And it's got some yellows, some pinks. And guys, because there's so much black in this one, you can see the sparkle. And I see some greenish gray. So pretty. So pretty. And like I've been saying, with opening these, I know once we get all these open and this advent's been all unpacked, I'm going to have a hard time trying to figure out what project to use these in. Look at all that pink. So pretty. And I see a little smidge of yellowish green. So gorgeous. So let's put this one on the hook with her sisters. There we go. So that's days 1 through 8. And we've got 5 more to go because it's a 13-day Advent. So there we go, guys. So come back tomorrow for day 97 and then day 9 of the 13-day yarn Advent from Wildflower Yarns and see what little precious, perfect little mini skein will be in that package. And we will see what we did with this square. And with that, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go make some grilled cheese and tortellini soup and work on some crochet tonight because we have to decide on this square. Plus, I'm hoping I can finish up my What's in a Name project for the make along going on over at Laura Bad Mimi Crochet and Farming's October crochet or make along because I think she's also including knitting. It's a What's in Your Name, and because my real name, I couldn't use my nickname. My real name, there is nothing out there. I'm having to make up a pattern, and I decided it was going to be something useful um, for some little fur babies. And I'm hoping I can get it done before the end of her make along so I can get a picture over to her and show her. And I'm also trying to write down pattern notes because I have a feeling I might get some people to ask about it. So just in case. So with that, yes, Laura, I am trying to finish it and hopefully I can get further along this evening than I have. So it's kind of been a trial and error thing. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I love you bunches. Come back tomorrow for day 96. Love you guys. Bye.